Amen. Good afternoon.
Príjemné pobedie,
Happy Sabbath.
šťastnú sobotu,
For as long as it still is Sabbath.
zakiaľ
A few
ešte je
minutes.
sobota, pár minút,
Half an hour, I think.
pol hodinku.
Study of today will be disconnected from what we studied in the last 3 times.
To, čo budeme dneska študovať, bude také odpojené od toho, čo sme naposledy robili.
Nicht verbunden sein mit den anderen Studien, die wir die letzten Tage gemacht haben.
I would like to go to a line in the end of my study,
Chcel by som na konci môjho štúdia ísť do línie,
but I would like first to introduce this,
ale najprv chcem spraviť taký úvod,
just to refresh our minds a little bit.
aby sme si tak naše mysle občerstvili.
When Sister Tess came with her midnight cry message,
Keď sestra Tess prišla s volaním
when I think
polnočným,
about it and when I go back,
keď o tom rozmýšľam,
what is one of the principles or the methodologies that she uses?
čo je jedna z princípov alebo metodológia, ktorú používa?
I think one of the most important one
Jedna z najdôležitejších
is the fact that the internal illustrates the external or the other way around.
je fakt, že to interné ilustruje externé a naopak.
So you have an internal line, you could call it the church or the movement,
Takže máme internú líniu, to je cirkev alebo hnutie.
and it shows you the same story as externally. We place that in America, the United States.
A ukáže vám to ten istý príbeh, ako aj externe vidíme napríklad v Amerike.
One of the main points that that Sister Tess addressed, that was her first important point that she wanted to make,
Jeden z hlavných bodov, o ktorých sestra Tess hovorila, ktoré chcela zvýrazniť,
was to give us an understanding of what happened in 2014.
bolo dať nám porozumenie toho, čo sa stalo v 2014.
The important point that she made is, if you want to understand the future, Raphia, Panium,
A jej hlavný bod bol, že ak chcete rozumieť budúcnosti, ako je Rafi a Panium,
then you first need to understand 2014 and also 2016 and 18.
musíte rozumieť 2014, 16, 18.
So the whole emphasis of the Midnight Cry message was to understand the previous waymarks.
Čiže celý dôraz polnočného volania bolo porozumieť tým predchádzajúcim milníkom.
The Midnight Cry message pointed us, let me start here. If this is our dispensation, our previous dispensation,
Ak toto je naša predošlá epocha,
and the Midnight Cry message arrived in 2018,
a polnočné volanie prišlo v 2018.
and in this time period, we were with our minds focused on Raphia, Panium,
A v tomto čase sme boli zameraní na Rafiu, Panium.
the main point that Sister Tess made in the Midnight Cry message,
Hlavná pointa, ktorú sestra Tess robila v tomto posolstve,
you can only understand 2019
bolo, že 2019
if you
môžeme
understand
rozumieť
2014,
jedine, ak rozumieme
and if you
2014
understand 2016.
a 16.
And this is the principle that Elder Parminder tried to teach us this week, one of them.
A toto je jeden z princípov, ktorý nás učil brat Parminder tento týždeň.
You can only understand the future
Môžeme rozumieť budúcnosť
in the present
v prítomnosti,
if you understand the past.
len ak rozumieme minulosti.
And that was the whole Midnight Cry message.
To bolo celé polnočné volanie.
The message from Sister Tess was don't think about the future if you don't understand your previous waymarks.
Posolstvo od sestry Tess bolo, nerozmýšľajte o budúcnosti, ak nerozumiete tým predošlým milníkom.
We needed to be corrected on many things.
Museli
We
sme,
were on a wrong course.
boli sme v nesprávnom
We
smere,
had a wrong perception of the future waymark
mali sme nesprávne vnímanie tých budúcich milníkov
because of a wrong perception of the past.
kvôli nesprávnemu vnímaniu minulosti.
So we could do the same thing for our dispensation that we just entered into.
Takže môžeme urobiť to isté o tej našej epoche, do ktorej sme teraz vošli,
2019 to
2019
2021.
až 2021.
We are accused now of having a false prediction or not understanding 2019 properly.
Sme obvinení z toho, že sme dali falošnú predpoveď alebo nerozumieme tomu 2019.
But we can only have a proper understanding of November 9, 2019 or 2019 in general
Ale správne porozumenie 2019 vo všeobecnosti môžeme mať len vtedy,
somewhere halfway in our dispensation.
keď budeme niekde tak v polovici tej epochy, obdobia.
We need an increase of knowledge
Potrebujeme rast poznania,
so that we come to a point in the present,
aby sme prišli do bodu v prítomnosti,
can look back in the past
kde sa môžeme pozrieť naspäť na minulosť
and then understand our future.
a porozumieť
But it needs
budúcnosti.
an increase of knowledge.
Uh, po-
Here we're living in the past
Potrebujeme rast poznania.
and we're not able to understand our future
Ešte ako keby žijeme v minulosti alebo nechápeme budúcnosť,
because it needs an increase of knowledge.
potrebujeme ten rast poznania.
You can see the same thing.
Tú istú vec môžeme vidieť.
So that's a dispensation before, so I should actually place it here, but
To jedno obdobie predtým.
it's the dispensation from 9/11
To je obdobie od 9.11
to 2014.
až
We
2014.
had an understanding
Mali sme porozumenie
of 2014
2014.
in 2012.
V 2012.
It was a prediction,
Bola predpoveď,
but we did not fully understand it.
ale nerozumeli sme tomu plne.
So there was an idea,
Takže bola
there was a
myšlienka,
prediction.
bola predpoveď,
but it took us a next dispensation,
ale trvalo to celú ďalšiu epochu,
this one,
túto,
until 2018
až do 2018,
to fully understand 2014.
kým sme plne pochopili 2014.
When we were here, we had in 2018,
Keď
just
sme-
like here in 2012.
Keď sme boli tu, mali sme 2018,
When we were in 2018,
keď sme boli v 2018,
just like in 2012,
tak jak aj v 2012,
we had an understanding of 2019.
mali sme porozumenie 2019.
We had a date.
Mali sme
We
dátum,
knew it was the close of probation.
bol to záver milosti,
But it doesn't mean we understood everything.
to neznamená, že sme všetkému
Or understand.
porozumeli, alebo rozumieme.
So it takes a next dispensation
Vezme to celú ďalšiu epochu,
to
takmer,
to understand 2019 better.
aby sme mohli rozumieť lepšie 2019.
And the one thing that Sister Tess addressed in this dispensation
To, čo sestra Tess hovorila v tejto epoche, alebo v tomto období,
is the internal element versus the external element.
je tá interná zložka versus externá zložka.
She tried to show us, or the Midnight Cry message showed us the internal developments of the movement,
Snažila sa nám ukázať, ako sa vyvíjalo polnočné volanie na tej
and
vnútornej
then she
úrovni.
showed that it was the same externally.
A ukázala, že vonkajšie to bolo rovnaké.
And she showed that with the formation of Cambridge Analytica.
Ukázala to s tým formovaním Cambridge Analytiky.
It was a message or a company that moved from the UK to the United States.
Bolo to posolstvo, ktoré prešlo z Anglicka do Spojených štátov
and they developed a methodology
a vyvinuli metodológiu,
to get Trump on the throne.
aby Trumpa dosadili vlastne do prezidencie.
I'm not going to do this study.
Toto nejdem teraz
I only
študovať,
want to refresh your mind
len vám to chcem pripomenúť,
that the internal versus the external was the element that opened up the midnight cry message.
že to interné versus externé bol element, ktorý otvoril posolstvo polnočného volania.
That it opened our eyes for waymarks like 2012, 2014, 2016.
Otvorilo to naše oči pre milníky ako 2012, 14, 16, 18.
Another example of the
Ďalší
midnight cry
príklad
message
polnočného volania,
that shows you the same principle
ktorý nám ukazuje ten istý
is
princíp,
Acts 27.
je Skutky 27.
Acts 27 gives you the story of two ships.
Skutky 27 nám dávajú príbeh dvoch lodí
And they give you, they tell you the story of the SDA Church
Povedia nám príbeh adventnej cirkvi
and the United States.
a Spojených štátov.
It's a line. I'm going to do it here because I need the rest of the board. It's just a refresher.
Je to také
In
občerstvenie.
1798, we understand the USA to rise up as a nation in prophecy.
V 1798 Spojené štáty povstávajú ako národ v proroctve.
1798 we also mark as the arrival of the first angel's message.
Tiež to značíme ako príchod prvého anielského posolstva.
And this first angel's message gathers a people,
To prvé anielské posolstvo zhromažďuje ľud,
which becomes God's church, the SDA Church.
ktorý sa stane adventnou cirkvou.
Oh, my little book. I forgot my book. So, in 1863, I'm just jumping some waymarks.
V
Jumping some waymarks. So I go to 1863.
1863
We see that the ships, or
vidíme, že
the second ship,
tá druhá loď
goes off course.
zíde z cesty.
We are then at Nidus in the story of Acts 27.
To je Knidus v skutkoch 27.
I think it's Knidus. Knidus. So, at this point, this is in the story of Acts 27.
Toto je v príbehu skutkov 27.
Again, I'm not going to do the study of Acts 27. I kind of assume that you're familiar with it.
Ja to tak predpokladám, že tú štúdiu poznáte, ja to nejdem robiť.
I'm just refreshing your mind.
To len tak opakujem pre vás.
And this Nidus,
A tento Knidus,
at this point, the ship goes off course.
tá loď ide vlastne zíde z cesty.
And this ship represents the United States, but also internally the SDA Church.
Reprezentuje Spojené štáty, ale vnútorne cirkev adventistov.
And in 1863, both institutions go off course.
V 1863 obe inštitúcie zídu z cesty.
The SDA Church rejects the 2520,
Adventná cirkev odmietne 2520.
and in the United States
A v Spojených štátoch
starts to combine church and state.
sa začne miešať cirkev a štát.
And that is expressed in the motto of "In God we trust."
A je to vlastne také vyjadrené v tom mote v Boha veríme.
Das kommt in dem Motto der USA.
Just translate what I said, and then I'll
Ja, das kommt zum Ausdruck in dem Motto der USA. In God we trust. Wir vertrauen auf Gott.
In this time period, "In God we trust" became a phrase that they stamped on money, on the coins.
V tomto čase v Boha veríme sa vlastne začalo tlačiť na mince.
Ausdruck, den sie auf die Münzen in den USA.
It's not the national motto at this point yet,
V tomto bode to nie je národné moto,
but this marks the beginning of these words, and later on in time they make it their national motto.
značí to začiatok týchto slov a neskôr sa z toho urobí národné moto.
Dann später wurde es zum nationalen Motto.
It's here where the churches, the United States is in a civil war,
Tu sú Spojené štáty v občianskej vojne
and it's here where the churches try to mingle their ideas into the government.
a snažia sa vmiešať svoje názory do vlády.
The churches say, God is with us, the north,
A cirkvi hovoria, Boh je s nami, so severom.
and we should emphasize that.
A to by sme mali zvýrazniť.
We should, as a government, show the rest of the people that God is with us.
Mali by sme ako vláda toto prejaviť všetkým ľuďom, že Boh je s nami.
And that's what they did.
A to je to, čo sa stalo.
In one of the things is the "In God we trust" put on their money.
A toto v Boha veríme je dané na peniaze.
Eine solche Sache war zum Beispiel eben in God we trust, dass sie auf ihre Münzen eingedrückt haben.
So I jump again. We have 9/11.
Urobím zase ďalší skok, 9.11.
In this line,
V tejto línii
9/11 is marked by Euroclydon.
sa značí Euroklidonom.
Which is a storm.
To je búrka.
And Euroclydon means east wind.
A znamená to východný vietor.
Heißt so viel wie Ostwind.
And we understand east wind prophetically to mark Islam.
My prorocky rozumieme, že východný vietor nám značí islám.
Verstehen wir, dass den Islam darstellt.
And this east wind causes the ship in the end to go to shipwreck.
A tento východný vietor spôsobí, že tá loď stroskotá.
I should say Sunday law. There's shipwreck. Again, this was just a refresher.
Toto bolo také občerstvenie.
And very roughly, because I skipped some waymarks just for the sake of
Niektoré milníky som preskočil, to bolo len
just for the
také
sake of
zhruba,
refreshing.
aby sme si to zopakovali.
And I want to make a point.
A chcem urobiť pointu.
This point.
A to je
That
takáto.
God illustrates the internal through the external, or the other way around.
Boh ilustruje to vonkajšie cez vnútorné alebo naopak.
I want to go into a study with you,
Chcem s vami ísť do jedného štúdia,
which is 75% repetition, information you already know.
Čo takých 75% sú informácie, ktoré vy už viete, poznáte.
But it will lead to something that might be new
Ale môže to viesť aj k niečomu novému.
or a new perspective.
Alebo k novej perspektíve.
I'm going to use the internal and external principle again.
Chcem použiť tento vnútorný a vonkajší
I would like to go
princíp.
into the study of the king of the north and the king of the south.
Je to štúdia kráľa severu a juhu.
In the study of Pyrrhus and the Second World War.
V štúdiu Píra a druhej svetovej vojny.
I assume you studied this before.
Myslím, že toto ste už študovali.
So in 303 BC,
V 303 pred
we see
Kristom
that Pyrrhus and Demetrius enter into an alliance.
vidíme, že Pyrrhus a Demetrius vojdu do spojenectva.
Then in 301 BC,
301 pred Kristom
we see that they go together because they are allies. They are together in the Battle of Ipsus.
301 sú spojení pri Ipse.
The Battle of Ipsus
Bitka pri Ipse
is an illustration of three allies,
je ilustrácia troch spojencov
and they fight against Demetrius,
a bojujú proti
who is
Demetriovi,
backed up by Pyrrhus.
ktorého kryje Pyrrhus.
Then this alliance starts to break a little bit.
Potom sa toto spojenie začína trošku lámať.
291 BC,
V
it is
209
Pyrrhus that invades Thessaly.
291 pred Kristom Pyrrhus nápadne Tesaly.
Thessaly. Thessaly is an area. It's not a country, but it's an area in Greece.
Tesaly je časť v Grécku.
Sorry? No, it's not Thessalonica.
To nie sú
It's
Tesaloniky.
not Thessalonica, but Thessalia. It's in Macedonia.
Je to Macedónia.
And then in 298 and
298.
89. 289. 288.
Pardon. 289.
We see that Demetrius invades Epirus.
Demetrius napadne Píra.
And he destroys it.
A
Here in 291,
Zničí jeho
it's Pyrrhus
krajinu.
that invades Thessaly.
v 291 Pyrrhus napadne Tesaly.
Thessaly was a area that was under the reign of Demetrius.
To bola oblasť, ktorá bola pod vládou Demetria.
Pyrrhus, he invades this area
Pyrrhus napadne túto oblasť,
because he knows that Demetrius is somewhere down in the south fighting some battles.
lebo vie, že Demetrius je niekde na juhu bojujúc.
But when Demetrius hears that Pyrrhus invaded this area up north, he comes all the way up.
Ale keď Demetrius to zistí, tak sa vráti na
And
sever
then Pyrrhus goes back into his own goes back into Epirus, his own country.
a Pyrrhus ide naspäť do svojej
So in the end,
krajiny.
there's no conflict, no battle,
Nakoniec nie je žiadna bitka
and Demetrius gets his own territory back, Thessaly.
a Demetrius získa to teritorium svoje naspäť.
So this alliance starts to break a little bit. It's not like broken yet completely, but they're not fully allied anymore.
Čiže to spojenectvo sa naruší. Nie je to úplne nalomené, ale už sa to proste naruší.
But in the end, it all comes together for a while. Invades. Oh yeah. Sorry. Thank you. Epirus.
Čiže na nejaký
And then
čas
later,
boli
when everything
spojení.
is settled again in peaceful,
Potom urobili mier.
Demetrius invades Epirus. This is the country where Pyrrhus is king.
Demetrius napadne Epirus.
And he destroys it more or less.
A zničí ho.
So there you can see that this alliance is really broken.
Takže to môžeme vidieť, že toto spojenie je naozaj
I'm going to skip
prelomené.
over the other line of Pyrrhus.
Chcem sa pozrieť aj na druhú líniu Píra.
This was the alpha line of Pyrrhus.
Toto bola jeho alfa línia.
Now I'll go to the alpha line of the king of the south.
A teraz pôjdem do alfa toho kráľa juhu.
What is the alpha line of the king of the south?
Čo je alfa línia kráľa juhu?
I hear a baby cry in the hall.
Nejaké bábo tam plače.
Mima. Is there... what's the alpha history of the king of the south?
A čo sú alfa dejiny kráľa juhu?
Second World War. Yeah.
Druhá svetová vojna.
You have a speak brief here. So yeah, it's the history of the Second World War.
Takže je to druhá svetová vojna.
We understand this to be a parallel,
Rozumieme, že toto je paralela,
which starts in 1939.
ktorá začína v 1939.
I think it's August 23,
Myslím, že je to 23.
where
august,
the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact was signed.
Kedy bol podpísaný
This is
Molotov-Ribbentrop
a
pakt.
pact
Toto je pakt
between Hitler and Stalin.
medzi Hitlerom a Stalinom.
Hitler and Stalin were enemies,
Oni boli nepriatelia,
but they signed an alliance.
ale urobili
Pyrrhus
spojenectvo.
and Demetrius, I don't think they were necessarily enemies, but they signed an alliance.
Podpísali spojenectvo Pyrrhus a Demetrius. Možno neboli priami nepriatelia, ale spravili spojenectvo.
And this is the element that lines up the alliance.
A toto je vlastne tá paralela medzi
And
tým,
this
že je
alliance,
tam
we
spojenectvo.
understand, will come to its end here as well.
A my vieme, že to spojenectvo príde k záveru.
Also in 1939,
V 1939
we see the invasion of Poland.
je invázia Poľska.
We have 3 allies,
Máme troch spojencov
and it is Hitler.
a je to Hitler.
It's Hitler,
Je to Hitler,
who is backed up by Stalin,
ktorého kryje Stalin.
that invades Poland.
A on napadne Poľsko.
And by doing so, he declares war towards Poland, Britain, and France. These were the 3 allies at that moment.
A tým, že to spraví, tak vlastne ako keby
So you have 3 allies
vznikne vojna
fighting against Hitler, and Hitler was backed up by Stalin.
medzi Hitlerom a 3 spojencami, a to bol Francúzsko, Británia
We
a myslím
understand
Anglicko.
Hitler to be the king of the north, Stalin to be the king of the south. in this
Hitler
history.
predstavuje kráľa severu, Stalin kráľa juhu. V týchto dejinách.
So they were still in a strong alliance
Takže bolo tu stále silné spojenectvo
until somewhere in August 1940,
až do augusta
where Russia
1840,
suspends trade.
kedy Rusko vlastne stiahlo z tej obchodnej zmluvy alebo prestalo robiť ten obchod, ktorý mali dohodnutý.
There were this alliance started to crumble a little bit.
Toto spojenectvo sa začalo nejak tak
Hitler did
rozpadať.
not really do what he promised.
Hitler
There
neurobil...
were some misunderstandings. Hitler invaded some areas that he actually promised to Stalin.
Hitler napadol niektoré oblasti, ktoré slúbil Stalinovi,
Because here in this pact,
lebo v tomto pakte
this pact was a threefold pact.
to bol taký trojitý pakt.
One of them, there was a non-aggression pact.
Jeden z nich bola dohoda o neútočení.
They promised to not attack each other directly or indirectly for 10 years.
Slúbili si, že 10 rokov sa nebudú priamo alebo nepriamo napádať.
And another part of the pact was that they separated Eastern Europe among each other.
A oni si potom, tá ďalšia časť bola, že si rozdelili východnú Európu,
That they would have spheres of influence,
že budú mať sféry vplyvu
and they separated certain areas among themselves.
a určité oblasti si medzi sebou
This was
rozdelili.
part of the conflict as well,
To bolo súčasťou konfliktu tiež.
because Hitler did not really do what he promised.
Hitler neurobil presne to, čo slúbil.
And Stalin was afraid that he would go into a war
A Stalin sa bál, že pôjde do vojny
with Hitler,
s Hitlerom.
because Hitler was in war with the West,
Hitler bol vo vojne so Západom,
but Stalin was afraid that if this war in the West is over or finished,
ale Stalin sa bál, že keď táto vojna so Západom skončí,
then Hitler is ready to go into the East.
tak Hitler pôjde na východ.
So he suspends the trade,
Takže on vlastne stiahol
because Stalin knew
ten obchod,
that Hitler depended for a big part upon Stalin on Russia.
Stalin vedel, že Hitler do veľkej časti je závislý vlastne na Rusku.
The food,
Na rôznych zdroje, olej,
metal,
metal,
to create, to sustain the war.
aby podporil tú vojnu.
So Russia suspended trade,
Takže Rusko vlastne zastavilo ten obchod,
which made them come together again in a new agreement.
čo spôsobilo, že sa znova potom spojili v novej dohode.
And relatively quickly, this problem was solved.
A celkom rýchlo vyriešili tento problém.
And there is a new deal.
A mali novú
Then we
dohodu.
understand in 1941,
Rozumieme, že v 1941
the king of Hitler invades Russia.
Hitler napadol Rusko.
Operation Barbarossa.
Operácia Barbarossa.
So where they were in an alliance together.
Takže keď boli v spolu...
Liv, het is afgelopen nu. Jullie gaan even uit elkaar.
Keď boli spolu v spojitosti...
Joshua, kan jij ergens anders gaan zitten misschien? Gaat niet helemaal goed daar achterin. Oh. Joshua, can you sit somewhere else perhaps? It's not going well. I'm a little bit distracted by it. Thank you.
Als die Operation Barbarossa.
So we have Operation Barbarossa, where Hitler breaks the alliance with Stalin.
Takže máme operáciu Barbarossa, kde Hitler vlastne to spojenie so Stalinom poruší.
They fight together. It crumbles, but how do you say? Is healed, but then finally it is broken completely.
Sú v spojení, potom majú problém, ale to vyriešia, ale nakoniec sa to úplne rozpadne.
Which we see here as well in this history.
To tu vidíme tiež.
So in the omega line,
v tej línii omega
Trump, we call it 2014. Trump plus Putin.
Máme Trumpa a Putina v 2014.
They go together in a battle.
V 2016 bojujú spolu.
You have the three branches
Tam sú tie
of the United States government.
tri zložky vlády Spojených štátov.
And Trump conquers one of them.
Trump porazí jednu z
He
nich,
becomes president
keď sa stane
in
prezidentom
2016.
v
And he is
2016.
backed up by Putin.
A kryje
Because
ho
Putin,
Putin.
in this year, he did a great effort to get Trump on the throne.
V tej dobe Putin urobil veľké úsilie, aby sa mohol dostať Trump do prezidencie.
Through information warfare, through the internet,
Skrze informačný boj, internet,
through disinformation,
dezinformáciu.
Russia tried to manipulate and disinform the American people.
Rusko sa snažilo manipulovať a vniesť dezinformácie medzi Američanov.
Then we have 2018 and 2019.
Potom máme 2018, 2019, Heraklea,
and
Asculum.
I'm not going into these waymarks for now.
Ja do týchto milníkov ani nejdem.
What I would like to do now
Čo by som chcel teraz urobiť,
is that these, especially this one here, that these lines, and especially this one,
je, že tieto línie, a zvlášť táto,
from the Second World War,
od druhej svetovej vojny,
they're all external lines,
to sú externé línie.
and I would like to make an internal version of this line.
A chcel by som z toho spraviť vnútornú verziu.
Oh, not live. No, think about it. There was something I forgot. Before I'm going to do this,
Predtým, ako spravím toto,
I would like also to refresh your mind
chcel by som vám
upon a line that
pripomenúť
has been shared before.
líniu, o ktorej sme hovorili predtým.
That's the line. Is this? It's the line where you can see the rise of leadership.
Je to línia rastu vedenia.
External and internal.
Vnútorne aj vonkajšie.
In 2009,
V 2009
we see Trump
Vidíme Trumpa,
becomes Republican.
stane sa republikánom.
He also starts his Twitter account.
Začne
And his
vlastne
Twitter
svoj
account
Twitter.
sounds a little silly,
Možno to znie tak zvláštne,
but I think it is relevant because I think this is his platform where he shares his message.
to je jeho platforma, kde zdieľa svoje posolstvo.
Here he starts to proclaim, starts to push his message.
Tu začína pretlačať to svoje posolstvo.
Oh, I need my book. In 2012,
V 2012
you see this company, SCL,
vidíme spoločnosť SCL,
go from the UK to the USA.
ako ide z Anglicka do Ameriky.
In 2015, Trump
V
starts to run for
2015
president.
Trump vlastne kandiduje.
In 2016, he becomes elected.
V 2016 ho zvolia.
In 2019,
V
he's impeached.
2019 je na ňom daný impeachment.
The black one. Thank you. I think I got it almost. Yeah, I think I have the most important ones. Thank you. So this is a line of Trump, his rise and some events that line up with his life.
Toto je línia Trumpa, niektoré tie udalosti.
We can line it. Yeah, I did a little funny. Internally, we
Vnútorne
understand that in 2009,
v 2009
we mark that Elder Parminder starts to predict his message, proclaim his message.
v 2009 brat Parminder dal to svoje posolstvo.
It was in 2009 where this series on the 2520 was recorded.
A vtedy bola urobená séria o 2520.
Then we have in 2012, Elder Parminder, he formalizes his message in much clearer, where time was introduced, a message from the UK to the USA.
V 2012 bolo zavedené, bolo dané posolstvo z Anglicka do Ameriky.
There's new light coming from UK to the USA.
To je nové svetlo prichádzajúc z Anglicka do Ameriky.
Parminder came from the UK to the USA to do the 2520.
Parminder prišiel z Anglicka do Ameriky, aby urobil 2520.
But the 2520 was not discovered, so to speak, in the UK. It was something that was found in the US.
Ale 2520 nebolo objavených v Anglicku, to bolo z Ameriky.
In 2012, based on the line-upon-line methodology, Elder Parminder introduces time to the movement.
V 2012 na základe línia na líniu brat Parminder zavádza čas.
In 2015, Elder Parminder starts to work in the movement. He becomes a teacher.
V 2015 sa brat Parminder stal učiteľom.
And in 2016, he is anointed.
V 2016 je
And now we
pomazaný
understand that in 2019,
a v 2019
I mean, he was anointed,
v 2016 bol
just
pomazaný,
as Trump was elected in 2016.
tak ako aj Trump bol zvolený,
But now there is a counter movement,
ale teraz je tam ako keby také
and
protihnutie
both leaders are impeached
a obaja tí vedúci je na nich spravený impeachment.
by this counter movement.
Týmto
We understand
protihnutím.
that Trump is impeached by a counter movement,
Rozumieme, že Trump bol na neho spravený impeachment.
there Trump is the bad guy, this counter movement is the good guy.
Trump je v úvodzovkách ten zlý a tento protihnutie je to
Here
dobré.
it is of course the other way around.
Tu je to naopak.
Parminder
Brat
good guy.
Parminder je na dobrej strane
and FFA, the counter movement,
a FFA, to protihnutie,
says that Parminder is not allowed to have his position anymore.
hovorí, že Parminder už nemôže mať tú pozíciu.
He received a mantle here, but he needs to give it back.
Tu dostal kabát, ale musí ho vrátiť.
So I think this is a line that has been presented before.
Toto je línia, ktorá bola prezentovaná predtým.
The only point I want to make
To, čo chcem urobiť,
is to show the principle of internal and external. One more time.
chcem ukázať princíp vnútorného a vonkajšieho.
To see that there is persons in the external, like a Trump, that can line up, a bad guy, line up with the leader in our movement.
Tu vidíme, že Trump, ktorý predstavuje ako keby toho zlého, je v línii s bratom Parminderom, ktorý predstavuje dobrého.
What I would like to do is to do the same with these lines.
To isté chcem spraviť s týmito líniami.
I would like to do the same thing with these lines.
To by som chcel robiť s týmito líniami.
In 2014,
V 2014
I think it was in one of his first presentations here on the camp meeting,
myslím, že to bolo pre jedna z prvých prezentácií na
Elder
camp
Parminder
meetingu.
gave a little bit of the history 2012.
Brat Parminder dal také krátke dejiny 2012,
where he predicted 2014,
kde predpovedal 2014,
how he was silenced.
ako bol utišený.
And I had a discussion with him because he mentioned that he was reinstalled again, reintroduced into the movement.
A on ako keby bol taký znova privedený do hnutia, alebo znova zavedený.
And he said something like, there was this, I think, kind of like unwritten agreement
A povedal niečo v tom zmysle, že bol ako keby taká nepísaná dohoda,
where you can come back into our movement and teach as long as you don't talk about 2014.
že môžeš prísť do hnutia učiť, ale nesmieš nič hovoriť o 2014.
And I asked him, when did it take place?
A spýtal som sa, kedy sa to stalo?
Because I wanted to know this for this line.
Chcel som to vedieť kvôli tejto
He
línii.
said it was June 2014.
Bol to jún
In
2014.
June 2014,
Jún 2014.
Parminder and Elder Jeff went into an alliance.
Brat Parminder a Jeff urobili spojenectvo.
Although they were in disagreement before,
Aj keď predtým boli v nesúhlase,
and I think Elder Parminder still was in disagreement,
myslím, že brat Parminder stále bol v nesúhlase.
in 2014, they enter into an alliance.
V 2014 vošli do spojenectva.
Jeff plus Parminder in an alliance.
Jeff a Parminder.
Then in 2016,
V 2016
we have an organization set up.
bola organizácia
this movement.
ustanovená
And this organization consists of 3 groups of people:
a tá pozostáva z 3 ľudí,
apostles, or you could say ministers of apostles,
alebo z 3 skupín. To boli služobníci,
prediker, apostles, elders, and Bible workers.
starší a biblickí pracovníci.
3 branches of our government in this movement,
Ako keby 3 zložky vlády,
where at least at this time period were introduced.
ktorí v tejto dobe boli uvedené.
They were not yet filled with people, but the positions were created.
Neboli ešte naplnené ľuďmi, ale tie pozície už boli vytvorené.
Only one position was filled in 2016,
Len jedna pozícia bola naplnená v 2016.
the of apostles.
Tí
Because it
apoštoli,
was in 2016 where Tabo, Marco, and Parminder were anointed.
a v 2016 boli brat Tabo, Marko a Parminder
So
pomazaní.
you can see also here the parallel. It was Trump that took one branch of the government,
Bol to Trump, ktorý zobral jednu tú zložku vlády
or Hitler invaded one of the 3 allies.
a Hitler napadol jedného z tých 2 spojencov.
And it was Elder Jeff that introduced this government,
Bol to brat Jeff, ktorý zaviedol túto vládu
but it was strongly pushed by Elder Parminder.
a bolo to silne pretlačené bratom Parmindrom.
We come to 2018.
Prídeme k 2018.
In 2018, this alliance starts to crumble a little bit for a short time.
Toto spojenectvo sa začne ako keby rozpadať na krátku
It
dobu.
was at the Italian camp meeting
Bolo to na talianskom camp meetingu,
where Elder Parminder introduced or reintroduced time again.
kde brat Parminder znovu zaviedol určovanie času.
He did this I think in one presentation,
Myslím, že v jednej prezentácii to spravil.
and I remember when I was there,
Pamätám si, keď som tam bol,
when he did this presentation,
keď spravil tú prezentáciu
and Elder Jeff was sitting one row behind me, the chair in my back,
a brat Jeff sedel presne za mnou
and when Parminder introduced time again,
a keď to Parminder zaviedol,
I was like, oh no, what is happening?
ja som bol úplne z toho, že jeda, čo sa deje.
Jeff is sitting in the back, I was kind of listening if he said something or heard something.
Ja som naťahoval uši, či brat Jeff niečo hovorí.
But I could feel the tension. That was like, this was really a moment, a big moment.
Cítil som také napätie, že toto bola taká veľká chvíľa.
But then at the end of this presentation,
A na konci tejto prezentácie
Elder Jeff stands up
sa brat Jeff postavil
and he says, I agree with this. I don't have any problem.
a povedal, ja s tým súhlasím, nemám s tým problém.
They're still in alliance.
Takže stále je spojenectvo.
So time was introduced.
Bol zavedený čas.
The whole thing that was a problem in the beginning,
To, čo bol problém na začiatku,
is opened up again, this problem.
tento problém je znova otvorený.
And you have this moment where he does it, where he presents it, and Elder Jeff stands up and agrees with it.
Potom je tu ten moment, kedy on to odprezentuje, brat Jeff s tým súhlasí.
It's like Russia who suspends trade for a short time period only,
To je ako Rusko, ktoré na malú chvíľu zastavilo obchod.
they talk together and they're in agreement again.
Porozprávajú sa a potom sú v súhlase.
So then 2019,
2019.
Operation Barbarossa.
Operácia Barbarossa.
It's the king of the north
To je král severu.
that invades the king of the south.
Nápadne kráľa juhu.
It's now Elder Jeff
Teraz je to brat Jeff,
that openly fights against this movement.
ktorý otvorene bojuje proti tomuto hnutiu.
Or against Elder Parminder.
Alebo proti bratovi Parmindrovi.
So I think we had all the tools in hands
Takže myslím, že máme všetky tieto nástroje v rukách,
to see this coming.
aby sme videli, že to príde.
We were all surprised when it happened last year,
Boli sme veľmi prekvapení, keď sa to minulý rok stalo,
but 2019 lines up with Operation Barbarossa.
ale 2019 je v línii s operáciou Barbarossa.
We were all able, we had all the information to not be surprised.
Mali sme všetky informácie na to, aby nás to neprekvapilo.
God gave us a history and a line
Boh nám dal dejiny, alebo líniu,
to show us that He is in control.
aby nám ukázal, že to má pod
It
kontrolou.
was in Germany right at when the split took place,
Bolo to v Nemecku, kde sa stalo to rozdelenie,
where Sister Tess introduced her line of the reform line of Christ,
kde sestra Tess zaviedla líniu Krista,
where she showed that it all was supposed to happen like it happened.
kde ukázala, že sa to stalo tak, jak sa to malo stať.
The falling away of Judas
Odpadnutie Judáša
just before the cross,
pred krížom,
and the line of Moses.
línia Mojžiša.
They gave us comfort.
Dali nám,
They showed us that the things that were happening were prophetic and they were supposed to be like that.
dalo nám to uistenie, že to, čo sa deje, bolo prorocké a že to tak malo byť.
And I share this one just as a second or a third witness.
A toto je ako druhý alebo tretí svedok.
Shall we pray?
Môžeme sa pomodliť.
Dear Heavenly Father,
Drahý nebeský Oče,
at the end of this Sabbath, we come before you
na konci soboty prichádzame pred Teba.
to thank you for a blessed day.
Ďakujeme Ti za požehnaný deň.
And not only for a blessed day, but also for a long week full of blessings.
Nielen za požehnaný deň, ale aj za dlhý týždeň.
We almost
Požehnaný.
reached the end of this camp meeting.
Už sme takmer na konci camp meetingu.
Some of us already left or will leave a little earlier.
Niektorí z nás už odišli alebo odídu čoskoro.
We pray, Lord, that you continue to guide us at this camp meeting.
Prosíme ťa, aby si nás naďalej viedol
And that you give traveling mercies for those that on their way back home or will leave soon.
a aby si nás ochránil na ceste, keď pôjdeme domov.
Lord, I pray for a good night rest.
Modlím sa za to, aby sme si oddychli v
And bring us
noci
back tomorrow to finish this beautiful week.
a mohli ten pekný týždeň zajtra dokončiť.
In Jesus' name we ask.
V mene Ježiša sa modlíme. Amen.